Ready to see the future through the lens of the past? Welcome to Endtime Prophecy Stories. Here we dive deep into ancient mysteries and uncover what lies ahead in a world filled with uncertainty. But we can't do it without you. If you want to stay prepared and never miss a revelation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And if you find value in these stories, give this video a like. It helps us reach more truth seekers just like you. Now let's open the seal on today's story. The Fall of Jericho. Chapter 1. The Chains of the Heathen. My name is Kaelen, and I was born of the dust and destined for the sword. I am, or was, a man of the nations, a worshipper of Baal, a son of the Hittite storms. Now I am a dog on a leash, a shadow trailing the steps of a man they call Joshua, the leader of this wandering horde of desert ghosts. I remember the day I was taken. It was not in a grand battle, but a skirmish near the border of the Amorite lands. I was young, arrogant, believing my bronze blade could cut through the firmament itself. I was wrong. The men of Israel did not fight like us. They fought with a strange, terrifying discipline, their eyes fixed not on plunder, but on some invisible command. When I fell, it was Joshua's own hand that stayed the spear of his soldier. He looked at me, not with pity, but with a discerning gaze, as if weighing my worth on a scale I could not see. "Bind him," he said. "He shall carry water for the camp." And so, my hatred was born. I loathed them. I loathed their tents, their bleeding sheep, their smell of unleavened bread, and above all, their God. Yahuwah, a God who had no idol, no face, no form that I could mock. They claimed he lived in the heavens, above the great glass-like dome that covers our stationary world. I laughed at them in the dark. A God you cannot see is a God who does not exist. Chapter 2. The Shadow of the Mountain. Months turned into a year. I served Joshua, washing his feet, polishing his armor, carrying his scrolls. I learned their tongue, though I spat it out when no one was looking. Yet, I could not help but watch him. Joshua was not like the kings of my people. He did not feast while his men starved. He did not take women by force. He spent hours in the tabernacle, or standing on the edge of the camp, staring up at the firmament, watching the lights of heaven move in their appointed circuits. "What do you see, Pagan?" he asked me once, catching my stare. "I see the stars," I grunted. "The same stars my father saw." "Do you?" Joshua smiled, a rare, weary smile. "Your father saw gods. I see the handiwork of the one who stretched out the heavens like a curtain. The sun and moon are his servants, Kaelen, just as you are mine. They move because he commands them. The earth stands still because he established it." I scoffed internally. Everyone knew the world was a chaotic place, held together by the density of the rocks and the will of the spirits. But Joshua spoke of order, of a law that bound the stars as tightly as the law that bound his people. Chapter 3. The Dark Circle. We came to the plains of Jericho. The city stood like a mountain of stone, its walls reaching up as if to pierce the dome of the sky. The sight of it gave me hope. My people were strong. This Yahuwah had defeated the Egyptians, yes, but Jericho was different. Jericho was impregnable. It was the season of the second month. I watched the sky closely, for the Israelites were obsessed with time. They did not count the days as we did. They watched the moon. "The new moon is near," Joshua announced. I looked up. The sky was black. There was no sliver of light, no crescent to mark the beginning, just a void, a dark, empty circle where the moon should be. "It is the day of the renewing," Joshua said. "The gate of the inner court is open." To me, it was just darkness, but to them, it marked the first day, the true start. The sliver would come later, marking the first workday. This day, the day of the dark moon, was holy in its own right. It stood apart from the week, a sentinel at the gate of time. Chapter 4. The Command from Above. On that first day of the month, the day of the dark moon, a strange silence fell over Joshua. He had gone out to survey the walls of Jericho. I followed at a distance, carrying his water skin. Suddenly, he stopped. He fell to his face in the dust. I saw no one. I heard no voice, but the air around us grew heavy, charged with a density that pressed against my chest. When he rose, his face was pale, but his eyes burned with a fire that terrified me. "The Lord has spoken," he whispered, his voice trembling. "See, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king, and the mighty men of valor." He turned to me, and for the first time, I felt he was looking right through my pagan soul. "We march today, Kaelen. The command is given on this first day. We shall encircle the city." I did the math in my head. If we marched today on the new moon and marched for 6 days. Chapter 5. The Logic of the Heavens. The camp was a flurry of activity. The priests prepared the ark. The soldiers sharpened their swords. I stood by Joshua's tent, confused. "My lord," I ventured, "if we march today and for 6 days, the 7th day of our march will be the 7th day of the month." Joshua nodded, strapping on his greaves. "You have learned to count, Kaelen." "But is that not the Sabbath?" I asked, trying to catch him in a trap. "Your law forbids war on the Sabbath." Joshua stopped. He looked at me with that same intense, pitying gaze. "You think like a Gentile, Kaelen. You count the days in a continuous chain, ignoring the signs in the heavens. The Sabbath is the 7th day of the week, but the month began today with the new moon. Today is a worship day, but it is not day 1 of the week. Tomorrow, when the first sliver of light appears, that is the first day of the work week." He pointed a finger at the ground. "Count with me. Day 1 of the month is the new moon. Day 2 of the month is the first day of the week. Day 3 is the 2nd. Day 4 is the 3rd. Day 5 is the 4th. Day 6 is the 5th. Day 7 of the month is the 6th day of the week." My jaw dropped. "The preparation day." "Exactly," Joshua said, turning away. "We fight on the preparation day. We rest on the Sabbath, which is the 8th day of the month. Yahuwah is exact. He does not break his own laws." Chapter 6. The Enclosed World. We began the march. It was a spectacle of absurdity. No siege engines, no battering rams. Just priests blowing ram's horns and a silent army walking in circles. As we walked, I looked at the world around me. The plains of Jericho stretched out, flat and wide. In the distance, the mountains rose up, but beyond them, the horizon was a straight line. I remembered the teachings of the Egyptian priests, who spoke of a ball floating in nothingness. But here, walking the dust of the actual earth, I felt the truth of the Hebrew cosmology. The earth was a plane, stable, immovable. Above us, the sun beat down. I watched it move. I literally watched it move across the sky. It was not the earth spinning. That was madness. I could feel the earth beneath my feet, solid and stationary. It was the sun that ran its race, a small, burning light circling above the plane of the earth, contained within the firmament. "It is like a clock," I muttered to myself. "A giant mechanism." "He set a tabernacle for the sun," a soldier next to me whispered, overhearing my muttering. "It comes out like a bridegroom from his chamber." I looked at him. He didn't look like a fanatic. He looked like a man stating a simple fact of nature. Chapter 7. The March of Silence. For 6 days we marched, once a day. people of Jericho jeered from the walls. They threw rotten fruit and stones. They called us cowards. "Why do they not fight?" I asked Joshua on the 5th day, the 4th day of the week. "They are waiting for the shout," he said. "What shout?" "The shout of faith." I didn't understand. My hate was waning, replaced by a deep, unsettling curiosity. These people were not crazy. They were assured. They walked with the confidence of men who knew the ending of the story. I found myself looking at the moon each night. The sliver had grown. It was waxing, moving through the constellations that were etched into the glass dome of the sky. The clock was ticking. Chapter 8. The Fall. The 7th day of the month arrived, the 6th day of the week, the preparation day. "Rise early," Joshua commanded. "Today we march 7 times." The air was thick with density. The heat was oppressive. We circled the city once, twice, 3 times. The jeers from the wall died down. The people of Jericho sensed something, a shifting in the air. On the 7th circuit, the priest stopped. The ram's horns blasted, a sound that vibrated in my very bones. "Shout," Joshua cried, "for Yahuwah has given you the city." I did not shout. I watched, and I saw the impossible. The walls of Jericho did not crumble from impact. They did not break from a battering ram. They simply sank. It was as if the earth beneath them liquefied. They fell flat, driving into the ground, creating a ramp for the soldiers. The slaughter that followed was brutal. I turned away, sickened, yet awestruck. This was not war. This was judgment. Chapter 9. The day the sun stood still. We did not rest. The battle spilled out of the city, chasing the Amorite kings who had fled. We pursued them up the ascent to Beth Horon. I ran beside Joshua's chariot. My heart was pounding. I was no longer a slave in my mind. I was a witness. Great hailstones began to fall from the sky, stones of ice from the storehouses of the firmament. They crushed the fleeing enemy but left us untouched. Then I saw Joshua look up. The sun was dipping low over Gibeon. The moon was rising over the valley of Ajalon. Night was coming. If darkness fell, the enemy would escape. Joshua stood on the chariot. He raised his spear toward the dome of heaven. He did not speak to the earth to stop spinning. He spoke to the lights. "Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou, moon, in the valley of Ajalon." I froze. The entire army froze. And the sun stopped. I swear by the blood in my veins, it stopped. It hung there, pinned against the sky like a tapestry. The moon, too, halted in its track. The celestial gears ground to a halt at the voice of a man. The density of the air did not change. We were not thrown forward by momentum. The earth was stationary, and the lights above us obeyed their master. For a whole day the sun did not go down. We fought in a day that lasted 2 days. In that moment, my gods died. Baal was a lie. The sun was not a god. It was a lamp, and Yahuwah held the switch. Chapter 10. The Warrior's Rest. Years have passed since that day. I am no longer a slave. I am Kaelen of Israel, a proselyte, a warrior in the army of the living God. I have fought in 12 battles. I have seen the giants of Anak fall. I have seen the land divided. I am old now. The spear is heavy in my hand. We are facing a new enemy in the hills of Hebron. I know this will be my last fight. I look up at the sky one last time. It is the Sabbath now. The sun is setting, running its circuit faithfully. I know the truth of this world. It is a stage, built for us, centered by God, watched over by His eye. It is not a speck of dust in a chaotic void. It is the center of creation. I draw my sword. I am not afraid of death. The grave is but a sleep. I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the last days he shall appear above this earth. I will rise again. I will see him with my own eyes under this same dome, on this same flat, beautiful earth. For Yahuwah! I shout, and I charge into the fray. The blade pierces my side. I fall. The sounds of battle fade. The light of the sun dims, but the light of truth burns brighter than ever. I close my eyes, content. I was a slave to men. Now, I die a free man of God.
For more Bible-based end-time prophecy dramas to strengthen your faith and the faith of others, help spread the word by supporting the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share.